welcome back to Night and Day Crochet. I'm here today with a 2025 crochet Christmas haul. It's a little bit late, but Merry Christmas to all of you out there. My family got slapped with the gnarliest virus. Everybody was sick, all the yucky stuff going around. So I am a tad bit late on this one, but I still wanted to get it up because these are some of my favorite videos to watch at the end of the year. It's really cool just to see what everyone gets, what people prefer to get in terms of just like crochet items, and then also like different colorways of yarn, different materials, different weights. I think it's just so interesting. So we're just gonna go ahead and jump right in. Okay, the first thing I got was a yarn swifter. I needed one of these so bad. Told my husband about it about 400 times. I have a yarn winder, but I have a really hard time unwinding hanks of yarn. I tend to use two kitchen chairs like side by side and I wrap it around them. And then I go ahead and I wind. So this is gonna make that process much easier, much quicker. And I do like that it comes in this like cool, compact little case. This was from Amazon. You can go ahead and find one anywhere on there. Pretty cost effective, but this is the one that he got me. I did send him a link for it because I was like, I need a yarn swifter. So I knew that this one was coming. Mostly everything else was a surprise though. So this is the first thing. In my stocking, he did a good job. I got some wool needles from Hobie. These are so cool. When I use thicker yarn, I tend to need a needle that has a huge loop on it, just the biggest one. I do really like the metal ones, but I find that the metal ones don't come in very large sizes, or at least I haven't been able to find a very large size for them. So these are gonna be awesome. Then he got me a little pack of all of these stitch markers. I love that these have so many different colors, and I love the case that these come in. If you guys are anything like me, this will be very handy. I tend to find stitch markers all over the house, usually in the crevices of couches is where these like to collect. So I'm really happy to have somewhere to store these. I might be one of the only people, a lot of my friends who crochet don't like patterned books, but I really do. I like that I can travel with these if I don't have any service, like on airplanes, and long car rides. And I also like that I can reread the same section about 300 times without having to stop and rewind a video. So these are really handy. The first one I got is the Crochet Techniques and Tips, just a small book. It shows you how to do a magic circle, and then also has different types of patterns and different tips that go along with all the patterns that are in here. So like right here, it's showing you how to join two pieces together. So this would be really useful if you're trying to granny square a blanket or something. So this one's the first one. Next is just a book of 10 different crochet hats. This one is really cool. It's just about beanies, caps, and hats, and I found this pattern in particular really cool because of the button. Sorry about the glare with the light, but this book is really cool and neat. I do make beanies, but it's just nice to have a book to refer to if somebody asks you to make a custom order, or if you're trying to do a gift that's unique for somebody. My favorite hooks of all time right now are the Tulip Atimo Reds. I love these. These I use for almost everything. But this Christmas, my husband got me a pack of wooden handled hooks. I'm trying to find the best way to show you guys. Let me just pick up one. Here's the 2.5. But these are very, very lightweight. I like that they have a nice, thick, wide handle, which is really nice, and they feel like they'd be good. So if you guys don't like heavy crochet hooks, this would be a great option for you. I haven't used these quite yet, but these are gonna be in my must-use pile. Okay, and this next one is so cute. It's just a yarn bowl. You put your skein inside, and you make sure that it doesn't get all tangled. It has 2 holes, so that way you can also double strand or triple strand if you wanted to. And it's just so cute. I love the color and the finish on this bowl. I think it's so pretty. And so that and the wooden hooks go really good together. I'm really excited to use this. All right, and then another thing my husband got me is this pack of acrylic yarn. I like that there's a bunch of mini skeins in there. It's from Mira Handcrafts. And it has 4 mini skeins of each color that's in here. Now, I know he's heard me talk about how I need some small skeins to finish like borders on projects or to add like a singular stripe in hats and stuff. And I think this is honestly going to be really perfect for that. If you're the kind of person that likes to make scrap yarn projects like bucket hats or bags, this is probably going to be really thoughtful gift for you yourself. Just because you don't have to worry about having so many skeins of yarn hanging around. I hate buying value acrylic yarn and then it just sits there after I'm done with a project. Because either I don't have enough to finish a whole new project or I don't have anything I'm inspired by to make it. So this is going to be awesome. I'm really excited to give that a try. All right, I was also gifted 2 skeins of Noro yarn. I'm so excited. Look how dark and moody this colorway is. Oh, so cute. So this is in the color Aurora, and this is the Noro Seun or Seine line that they have. It is 70% wool, 30% polyamide, and it is just so pretty. I've never worked with Noro yarn. I hear people talk about it all the time. It's kind of like a cult classic on TikTok. A lot of people like to use it. I never have. It's pretty expensive and pricey, but it does have a big following. So I'm excited to give it a try. Like I said, both colors are in Aurora. They're just the way that the pattern of the dye comes out. Each one looks really different than the other. So I'm really excited to make something cool with this. It's a color I would have never picked out for myself. And that was honestly my goal this Christmas when I asked people for yarn. I didn't want to tell them what colors I wanted because I get asked that quite a bit. I wanted people to buy me something that they thought I could make something cool with. So this was really exciting when I opened it. My sister-in-law got me this mini Premier yarn, just Chanel. I think this is so cute to make a coaster with to go on my desk at work. I just think it's like the perfect soft baby pink. And I always have coffee that has condensation that leaks down my desk. So I wanted to try this. It's just a mini skein. I could also make a mini stuffy with it. But I thought a coaster would be much cooler. So that same sister-in-law also got me this cone of Premier Home Cotton. This is in the color Rustic Blue. It is so perfect for spring. Look at the yellows and the blues in there. She did ask what material I like to crochet with, and I did tell her cotton for wearables. I think it's just a little bit more breathable and light, especially where I live, because it can be so hot. And I do really like to make other people items in cotton. Coachella is going to be coming up soon in a few months, so I'm really excited to get to use this and maybe make something cool for somebody. It's just a really neat springy color. And this is 700 yards. And then my other sister-in-law who lives in Berkeley, the one who I went shopping with at Avenue Yarns in my vlog, picked this up. She went back to Avenue Yarns after I had left, and she got me 2 skeins of Queensland cotton. This is the Fiji line, and this is in the color Southport. And this is so cool. When I say that I told people, like, do not ask me what color to get, like, just surprise me. This is what I meant. This is so neat and just to die for. The colors just, they're so vibrant. I already started making something with it. I already started to make a pillowcase for these pillows I have back here, but I want to put these on either my bed or on the couch downstairs because I think the colors are going to add the perfect pop of color for a really neutral color palette that I have. And I just think it's so pretty. I'm using the moss stitch because I feel like it just really highlights each color. Like, look at these greens right here. That looks so pretty. And I have been using the moss stitch a lot lately. I used it at the very beginning when I started crocheting for blankets. And then I stopped using it. Just to dabble in some other patterns like this kind of stuff here. And I'm falling more in love with the moss stitch right now. So she ended up getting me 2 skeins of those. This is a brand I've heard about but not really even looked up too much. This is from Sheepies. This is 100% cotton and it's also Okotex verified. And this is in the color Coastal Cottage. This is a fingering weight, so it is very thin. There are all the standards there. It is very, very thin, but it is so pretty. Look at that right there. That color spiral. Are you kidding me? And best believe I already started making something out of this. I got 2 skeins of these. So this is what the first one looks like, the one I've untouched, and this is the second one now. You can see I've already dipped into all the white on the border. If you watched my last video, I made my sister-in-law a really nice scalloped crew neck kind of sweater, and I really wanted to make myself one of those because I loved the way the sleeves turned out on hers. But I wanted to make something that I could wear in the summer or the spring because it does get so hot here that I feel like if I make something really thick, I'm never going to use it. So I already started. It's a little tangled, sorry about that, but this is what it looks like. You can see the color fading in the different pinks here, and I'm really excited for it to get into that yellow. I don't have anything I've ever crocheted yellow for myself, and I'm just really excited. So I'm working on the back panel right now. Again, I free-handed this entire thing when I made hers, so I can pretty much freehand this one off of memory also, but I just think it's so cool. And I'm just really excited. I like the stripes. I did have to cut off the white. That way I could make a clean line. Otherwise, the white probably would have went up to about here. Sorry about that. Here in that pink line. So this one's really cool. I was really happy and surprised when I got this yarn, just because it's a brand that I've barely heard about and never used or even felt in person. So if any of you out there work with wool wash, please let me know. My mom got me this wool wash from Sorella. I've never used it on merino wool before. I've actually never used it at all. But I'm really excited to use this and block with it. Normally I block with steam or I soak a project and then I roll it in a towel and let it air dry. If any of you guys have any tips or tricks for wool wash, please let me know in the comments down below. I am accepting of any and all tips for this. I do want to try to use it though, so I would really appreciate that. Lastly, from Sorella, my mom got me a bunch of the home line yarn. She was here when it first dropped and I was so excited. I was driving to the park with her and my son, and I literally gave her my phone and I said, I need this color, this color, this color. Please just put it in my cart for me. Like, I need to get it going. So she ended up getting me 2 of Kettle, which was my favorite color from the home line from Sorella. If you guys also go back to my Berkeley video, you can see me crocheting a poncho with this and mohair from Hobie. This one is so pretty. It's like a very muted light bone gray. Very, very unique from anything that I've had. So I'm really excited about this one. She got me 2 more skeins of that. And then she got me 2 skeins in the color Cinnamon Roll. This one is so pretty. It's a very nice brown. I'm turning it sideways, that way you guys can kind of see the color without the label. Oh my god, I just love it. It's so pretty. This one might be my favorite though. If I could find this color in a lipstick, I could never have to buy another one the rest of my life. This is like the perfect rosy pink. It has a little bit of a touch of mauve in there. And this is in the color Betty. Whoa, sorry. This is in the color Betty. So pretty. So I was thinking about making a sweater with Betty and Cinnamon Roll together because I feel like these just complement each other really well. And then this is the very last thing I got for Crochet Christmas. This is in the color Quilt. I don't have anything that's a blue like this. It is a very just true blue, not too bright, not too light. And this is in Quilt. It is so nice. It has like almost like a little bit of silver or gray touch to it. But overall, really cool. Really excited about that. All right, you guys, and that concludes what I got for Crochet Christmas this year. If you guys got anything cool, got any cool colorways, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd be really interested to look up some different yarns, or maybe even some different tools that you guys may have gotten for Christmas. I'm really fortunate. I'm really grateful, and I love my family. So that's all I got for this video. Merry Christmas. See you guys in the next one.